Hi everybody, it's Susan from Sunrise Quilt Studio, and today's block is called the State House, and here is my block. So you can see it's just made with 4 patch units and half square triangles and lots of different colors. So we have 4 different prints and a white background, and this is real easy to make. I made this as a 16-inch block, but you can make it as an 8 if you want to. So I hope you'll stay with me and I'll show you how to make the State House block. Here are the fabrics you're going to need to make the State House block. For A, you'll need 2 5-inch squares. B is 3 5-inch squares. C is 8 2.5-inch squares. D is 8 2.5-inch squares. E is 3 5-inch squares, and F is 16 2.5-inch squares. So I'm going to adjust the camera and we'll get started sewing the State House block. Okay, the State House block uses half square triangles and squares that are sewn into 4 patches. So it's pretty simple, but with your half square triangles you're going to make a couple of different sets. So we're going to start out with the A and the E squares, and we're going to make 2 different sets with the A squares. So I'm going to take one of these A squares. Let me use the other one. One of them I have a diagonal line drawn on the wrong side. I'm going to use that for a different set. And I'm going to take one of the E squares, and I have diagonal lines drawn on all of the E squares. And we're going to put these right sides together, and I'm going to pin these and then sew a 1/4 inch away from both sides of that drawn line. So I'm going to pin them so they won't shift on me. Swing it around and sew on the other side of the line. Okay, and now take the pins out and we're going to cut on the drawn line. And this will give me 2 half square triangles. And then I'm going to press towards the print fabric. And I'm going to trim these down so that they are 4.5 inches square. Right now they're going to be just a little bit oversized. So I'm going to trim them down and press, and we'll be ready to make the other set of half square triangles. Okay, so here are the half square triangles. And I'm going to set them aside, and now I need to make 2 half square triangles with the A and a B square. So I'm going to take one B square, and this A square has a diagonal line drawn on the wrong side, so I'm all set there. But I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pin these so they don't shift, and then sew on both, a 1/4 inch away from both sides of that drawn line. Okay, I'm going to cut along the drawn line and press and trim down to 4.5 inches. Okay, so here are those 2 half square triangles. And then we have one more set that we need to make with the 2 B squares and 2 E squares. So this will make a total of 4 half square triangles. Okay, so here are those half square triangles. We have 4 of them. And now we need to make some 4 patch units. Okay, we're going to take C and F squares, and we're going to sew those into 2 patches and then sew them into 4 patches. So and I'm just going to chain piece all of these together. Okay, I'm going to separate these. I'm going to press and then sew them together into 4 patches. Okay, so they're all pressed, and I'm going to sew them together, opposite colors matching, and we're going to make 4 patches. And I'm going to go ahead and pin these at the seam. And I have these seams all pressed towards the dark color. Now I have 4 patches, and I'm going to press these. Okay, so here I have all the 4 patches, just like that. And now I need to make 4 patches out of the D and the F squares. 1, 2, 3. So this will make 4 patches. Okay, so we're going to put these with opposite colors and make 4 patches. so here are those 4 patches. Now we need to just lay out the pieces and sew them into rows and then sew the rows together. So for the first row, I need a pink and white half square triangle and a red 4 patch, and then a white and yellow half square triangle, and then a green 4 patch. So I'm going to lay those out in the order they need to be sewn, and then I'm going to sew this row together. Now all the 4 patch units are going to kind of point the same direction. They're going to go from the top right to the bottom left, but the half square triangles are going to go in different directions in different rows, so you'll need to watch placement of those. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew the first 2 sections together, and I'm not going to show you the layout right now because I don't have enough space to get everything in the frame of the camera. So those are the first 2, and here are the last 2 pieces of this row. And then I'm going to sew these 2 sections together, and this will make the first row. So here are the first 2 pieces. You can see how those go together. And then here are the second 2. So it goes half square triangle, 4 patch, half square triangle, 4 patch. Okay, so here is row 1. So you can see all of that, I think. And I'll press this and go on to row 2. Okay, for row 2, okay, so row 2 starts with the red and white 4 patch, and then we're going to use the pink and yellow half square triangle, a green 4 patch, and a yellow and white half square triangle. And I need to watch how everything is positioned so that I don't get everything messed up. Okay, here are the first 2 units going together. Get these corners lined up. Okay, here are the first 2. We have the red and white 4 patch and the pink and yellow half square triangle, and then on this side is the green 4 patch and the yellow and white half square triangle. And then we're going to sew those 2 together. Okay, so there is this row. It's row 2. Okay, now we're going to do row 3. Let me sew that and I'll show you what that one looks like. Okay, here are the first two. Yellow and white half square triangle and a green 4-patch. And they are going to go to a yellow and pink half square triangle and a red 4-patch. And we're going to line those up and sew them. Okay, row 3. And now we'll do row 4. And here is row 4. Okay, I'm going to press everything and we'll sew the rows together. Okay, let's sew the rows together. I'm going to pin at the seams rows 1 and 2. Here are rows 1 and 2, and I'll press those here in a minute. I'm going to sew together rows 3 and 4 and pin them first. Okay, and I'm going to sew the 2 sections together. Okay, here is the finished State House block. So you can see we got lots of color in here. Half square triangles and 4-patch units, and that's all there is to this block. So it's a lot like a Jacob's ladder, just different coloration. So I hope you'll give this block a try. Okay, that is it for the State House block. So this one was easy to put together, easy to sew. You just have to keep all of your pieces in order. So I would recommend laying out your units as you're sewing them into rows and sewing your rows together, and I think you'll have an easy time with this block. So you can see I used 4 different prints, and you can use whatever colors you want, whatever fabric line you like. You can make it real scrappy. You could do it as a a 2 or 3 color block, whatever you want to do. So I hope you'll give it a try. Now, if you like this video, please click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and click that notification bell so you'll be notified when the next video comes up. And in the meantime, I hope you're all staying safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. For more quilting ideas, click on the video links. And to keep up with my latest projects, click on the subscribe button. I hope to see you again soon.